One area of your administration that people are really happy with is the innovation, the transformation that you brought to bear in agriculture. While I was doing the documentaries on road, because I went through 34 states of the country, or 33, documenting your progress on road. And when I hear from the present minister that President Jonathan has constructed the most road in the history of Nigeria, he's not joking, he's not lying, because what you did is everywhere. But in the course of it, I was able to meet farmers who would tell me that the fertilizer policies is revolutionizing how agriculture is practiced in Nigeria. It's a success point of your administration. Do you want to talk about how you came about the policies that eventually transform how we practice agriculture in Nigeria?
Thank you. The issue of agri is key, because we all know the relevance of agriculture. First and foremost, for a nation to be safe and secured, there must be food security. And a nation cannot depend on imported food only. That's why even nations like Israel, with the kind of environment they have, today they are producing a lot of food items. So that food security is key. And secondly, one sector that creates so many job opportunities is the agricultural sector. If young people are making money through agriculture, then you begin to see so many young people entering into that sector. One thing that helped me in the agri sector when I became the substantive president from 2011 after winning the election was the Minister of Agriculture that I appointed. I didn't know him, for Adams, who is the current president of the African Development Bank, Dr. Adeshina Akim. There were some ministries that I sourced for competent people. Agric was one after winning that election. Agric and finance. These people, I'm not sure they were even in the country when the elections were done. I didn't know the parties they belonged, who even they voted for. But I was asking questions as to get a competent Nigerian to head that agriculture. And people mentioned this young man's name to me. And we engaged him. He's an agricultural economist. Luckily for us, he did his PhD in fertilizer distribution across Africa. So he briefed me immediately. I engaged him. How all the subsidized fertilizers by federal and state government in Nigeria, how the whole fertilizer leave the country, and we will have only about 10 to 11% that actually is used in the country because of these issues of middlemen. And even sometimes the one used in the country are diluted with sand particles. And he came up with the e-wallet system for fertilizer and other agro inputs. And that revolutionized the growth enhancement program we have. That made fertilizers to go to the ordinary farmers. The commercial farmers always get, but at least the ordinary small-scale farmers also. That really changed the focus of agriculture. Of course, we also feel that we must encourage young graduates to go into farming, the total agricultural value chain, and we came up with that concept of nangrowpreneurs. In fact, when you interact with them, I was quite impressed that so many young graduates, even professionals, some of them were engineers, some lawyers, even medical doctors, because of the encouragement we give to agriculture. And when young people get involved in agriculture, of course, you'll see the changes that will take place. Not just the old people who are used to cutlass and hoes. So that really helped in terms of an agricultural revolution.
And do you think that the success the present government is recording is based on the fact that they are continuing with the policies that you put in place?
See, if a house is being built, like so maybe 15-story building is being built, if the foundation is not good, If the design is not good, that house cannot come out fine. So within that period, yes, the other governments did their own. But the first time that a proper structure was put in place to move agric forward in this country was during my tenure with Dr. Addition, who is now the African Development Bank president. So I believe, yes, I'm not saying that they will adopt all the methods. Definitely a new government, you must add something to what you've seen. But I believe there was a strong foundation built by the Minister of Agriculture for them to take up. Oh, and that is the essence of government. And that's why I feel sad when people try to just sweep away the past.